What up, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. We are back from Japan. What an insane trip. If you haven't seen the last video, it is live right now. The Japan vlog is up. This week, lots going on. We're back. There's so much to do, so much to get caught up on, coming off of Christmas break, New Year's, and of course the Japan trip. So lots to catch up on. It has been insanely windy here in Southern California. The winds are blowing so bad outside that I'm shooting this inside. And it's been absolutely crazy here. So many people here in Southern California have lost their homes and their cars and so much stuff like that. It's absolutely insane to come back to. So wishing everybody the best here locally that is going through any of that. But moving forward here with what's happening on in the weekly vlogs, we've got some new cars coming in. We've got some S15s that just arrived. The S15 Spec R has been and continues to be our most in-demand car that we do not actually have. So buying S15s has been very difficult just because they are prone to rusting in so many different places. One particularly, which is in the inner front fender, which is very difficult to find the rust while inspecting it. So you kind of do have to buy the car, figure it out after. One thing that is nice about Top Rank and Top Rank Japan is that we can buy cars, bring them to our shop, inspect them, and if we find rust issues, just get rid of them. Still in Japan, we don't even bring them here. So the cars that do show up are very, very nice, like this one. This S15 Spec R is completely stock wheels, has a little lip here on the back, but otherwise no real factory aero on this one. Overall, super nice, really clean Spec R. The Spec R means that basically it is a 6-speed manual transmission with the SR20 DET engine. The Spec R is what I have. Mine is white. This one is in WV2 Sparkling Silver. Next to us here we have another one in WV2 Sparkling Silver, which does have some of the aero options. Again, this one, as mentioned, super clean here. You can see the blacktop SR20 DET on this one. This one has the Spec R factory aero rear wing. So you can see this one is really well known for having this triangle light here. My car did come with the Spec R aero and I was really happy for that. Not all Spec Rs come with the aero. You had to order it that way or purchase it as part of the package. This one again in WV2 Sparkling Silver, so you can see in the sunlight here that it does stand out quite a bit. It is one of my favorite colors of silver. When I got my S15 Spec R, it would have made a lot of sense to get it in silver, given that my other cars are all silver. For me, there just wasn't one available when the time came to purchase it. Finding silver cars then was pretty difficult. The white Spec R was available and it could get the whole aero package and everything that I wanted on it, so it made sense to get the white one. But I will admit, seeing them in sparkling silver is really nice. There are a few other things that have arrived here. We've got this R34 GTR, which is a customer car. Again, the winds are blowing like crazy out here, but R34 GTR customer car on these CE37s looks super nice. We've got a Stagia that is back getting ready to ship to a customer, and a few things getting ready to move this week as well. Sales are going strong in the beginning of the year. We've sold almost all of our GTTs earlier this year. This white GTT has been on our website for a little bit and is getting ready to hopefully leave us. We've got a pretty interested buyer lined up for that one. And then the Impreza is getting pretty close to being on its way out also. So definitely some things happening this week for sure as far as sales go. Tomorrow I will be leaving to go to Barrett Jackson, so we'll be in the office for a little bit tomorrow, which will be Tuesday night, head out to Scottsdale, Arizona for Barrett Jackson. Wednesday I will be speaking at Barrett Jackson on the panel for the future of collectible cars, and then hopefully diving into getting the 911 all put together, up and running. But for now, we're gonna get through a bunch of emails from today and this past weekend, and catch back up with some customers that we lost a little touch with while we were in Japan, get things moving, and get ready for Barrett Jackson. We've made it to Arizona. I'm with my boy Ryan Denton. We're celebrating today because we sold his GTR finally.
Oh my
God.
God.
Took a minute.
Yeah, it took, yeah.
But I brought some treasures and I want you to.
Celebratory kids meal.
And not just any kids meal, dog.
Oh.
Let's just get straight into what comes in the box. Go straight to the bottom.
Okay.
This is the most Ryan Denton Happy Meal of all time.
Pokemon?
It is a Pokemon Happy Meal.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I actually saw it on the way over here on Hypebeast, and I was like, dang, I wonder if the one by Ryan's house has it. And when you know it, they do.
Ooh, look at that.
We got some Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards in there? Dang, this is actually kind of cool. What else is in here?
Not bad, right? I don't know.
Ooh, those fries smell so good. Oh, get a little poster.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, look at it. Yep.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Hey, that'll look...
Apparently, the Chandler, Arizona McDonald's doesn't have the matching boxes yet, but they got the toys.
Oh, yeah. Well, they couldn't, they got stickers. Look at this. Some stickers.
Nice. Wow. Little McDonald's unboxing video
Hopefully that hits your algorithm.
There you go. All right. Congrats on the sale of the 32. Good morning. We are here at Barrett Jackson this morning. From Japan to Barrett Jackson has become a thing that I'm starting to get used to. I've done this every year, and that is speaking on a panel about the collectability of future classic cars and what makes them collectible, what makes them valuable. You can see we've got the kind of showroom floor behind us here of things happening at the auction, and on stage is where I will be shortly talking about the future of collectible cars. This lives somewhere on the internet. I know that they put it on TV. If you watch Barrett Jackson on TV, maybe you're watching it right now and you just saw me. Otherwise, I don't know that I'll be able to record a whole lot, but what I will do is go back over my talking points from when I was up on stage so you guys get a general idea of what my insider pro tips are when it comes to buying a collectible classic or future classic car. Just finished up giving my little talk about the valuation of future collectible cars and where I would put them. We're going to take a little walk around now and look at some of the cars that are here and I don't know, see if I can get some ideas for maybe some top rank inventory, see what things are selling for. One thing we've been hot on lately is some of these 993 turbos. There's one right in front of me here. So we're going to take a look around, see what we can find, and maybe find some things to bring to our inventory. All right, one car I need to stop and talk about that I'm going to put on my watch list just because I know that one of these sold for cheap last year is the Ferrari 360 Modena. One thing that's interesting about this car, most people don't realize it, this car is eligible for import to the United States. This is a year 2000, so this is eligible. They did make them in 99. So these cars are available in Japan. You can get deals on these cars in Japan. This one is selling at auction. I'll be interested to see how cheap it really does sell for and how that lines up with the price of these in Japan, because maybe this is a car worth importing. Another car right behind me that's pretty interesting, not Japanese, and I'm going to try not to focus super heavily on Japanese cars if I can, is this SVT Cobra. This thing is really, really rad. It's got almost this like Torii Gate looking rear wing on it, but super cool car, side exit exhaust. Man, I would actually love to have one of these. Found my favorite setup of the day. Nothing is going to beat this at all because it's my first time ever seeing one. It is a genuine yellow EV1 Lightning Yellow B-Spec R34 GTR. Never seen one in person. This is my first time seeing one. Above it is a 32, 33, 35 NSX and a Supra, but this has all of my attention. Here at the Advantage Lift display. Look at this thing, it is perfect. Lightning yellow on black LMGT4s with the S-Tune bumper. Absolutely beautiful car. This car is belongs to a guy that I just recently met, Johnson Collectibles on Instagram. He purchased the Goretti Gracer R33 GTR and meticulously restored it, but wow, this thing is impressive to see. Lightning yellow, absolutely insane color on a GTR. Crazy to see one in person for the first time, ultra rare. Found another little JDM spot. We've got a USDM twin turbo 300ZX, all stock, with 9,800 miles, one owner, still on original title. Pretty clean car here. For sure, be curious to see what this sells for. All right, we have found a cool one that is drawing a crowd right now, and that is this Toyota Supra. It looks to have a 3000 GT TRD wide body kit on it. You can tell that the rear is a little bit wider here. I don't know if this is aftermarket or if this is like actual wide bodied, but the front fenders are a little different than what it's supposed to be, but it looks like it's maybe maybe an aftermarket or reproduction kit on this car. It does say custom. Generally, I would think if it was genuine, they would make a big deal about that being a genuine kit. We do have a genuine 3000 GT wide body car on the way to the US. It is black, so we should have that soon, but still pretty cool to see a Toyota Supra here, especially in yellow. Really kind of cool, interesting color on this car for sure. Definitely a repaint though, but still looks great. All right, so found a section here that is striking some chords. We have another SVT Cobra here. This thing, again, still catching my attention. We've got a Viper, which I think is universally accepted as being a hot car for the future collectors as well. But over here, we've got another Toyota Supra sitting here, looking like it's got factory leather and stop tech brakes, kind of odd duck wheels on it, but it is a Supra and it is here. And behind us, of course, had to have one, an R34 GTR, sitting next to another car of its era, but the R34 GTR running at auction. Brave move. We didn't want to run one here because it just seems too wildly unpredictable to know if this car is going to do well or not, especially since lots of these cars are selling at no reserve. But this does seem to be a pretty nice R34 GTR V-Spec, BBS wheels, so hopefully somebody here is going to appreciate it. As we kind of move through, there are some other pretty renowned Japanese classic sports cars here, like this NSX sitting right here. This is another car that hopefully does well. These cars seem to do a bit better just because people know them pretty decently here in the United States, unlike the R34 GTR. And next to it, another Toyota Supra. This one looks really nice. It is a bit dusty. It's on stock wheels and does have the rear seat coming apart. These wheels are not the turbo wheels, so I'm assuming that this must be a non-turbo car. It is right-hand drive as well, so definitely imported from Japan. This looks like about par for the course for just a pretty okay stock car, but again, bummer, some people have kind of drawn on the car here and stuff like that, but it is kind of a dusty non-turbo Supra, but still might bring some money. All the way in the back is what I would consider to be the absolute pinnacle for me of Barrett Jackson. This entire collection called the Garage X collection. Garage X, whoever you are, nice job putting this together, because this is a sick lineup of cars, some of which have already sold, but starting right here with this Defender 110. This thing is super sick. It's got the truck back on it and just all black. This thing is ultra rad for sure. These are eligible for import as well. You can see that it's right-hand drive. This probably came from either Japan or the UK. Next to it, we've got a pair of pre-merger AMG 190E Evo 1 and Evo 2. You can see the Evo 1, a little bit less aggressive than the Evo 2 here. So the Evo 2 is interesting in that it has like this much bigger wing on it. You could also get what's called a Swiss delivery wing. So it was a slightly lower wing, kind of similar to like what this is for Switzerland, which wouldn't allow that big of a wing as part of their thing. Next to it right here, the E55, aka the Hammer. Really cool AMG. Next to that, a Hako Skyline. My mans knew what was up when he bought this, because this one is really sick. A pair of M3s next to each other. A Ferrari 360. Obviously, a car we've spoken about a couple times here recently. A 997 Turbo, which I think is, generationally a dream car for many of us. Sitting next to a 964. And then in the back, we've got a 997 GT3 RS, which is definitely a halo car, I think, for a lot of people right now. I just did a video with Vin where we talked about the 997s in the roof and his 997 GT3 RS. This one is super nice in silver with the black livery. All of these selling with no reserve. You can see some of the other cars that have gone is the Murcielago Super Veloce. The SLR McLaren looks like it's gone already. We've got Toyota Celica Coupe that has gone already. We've got a 2006 M3 that's gone already. We've got a STI and an RX-7. I mean, this dude definitely knew what was up. He was collecting a very specific era of cars here with all of these kind of 90s and early 2000 legends. And then, of course, a Pagani Huayra, which, I mean, who doesn't have one of those in their 90s and 2000s car collection? I've been in the United States for merely days, and I want to share a clip with you guys. This is what I've returned to. The Japanese mind cannot comprehend. All right, we've moved outside, away from the Creed cover band, and came up with this Datsun Z with a wide body kit on it. Can't tell if this is an authentic Rocket Bunny kit or if it is something similar, but interestingly modified for sure. Again, nothing here to indicate that it's an authentic Rocket Bunny, but there are some things selling suspiciously cheap here. This V12 Mercedes-Benz just sold for $2K. And it's a V12, $2K? That's crazy. All right, so we've definitely seen a lot here at Barrett Jackson. We're in the staging lanes now, just having a look at some of the things that are getting set to run. It's like a lot of American muscle cars right now, a good amount of Mustangs, some Camaros, some really cool stuff here, but definitely a little light on the Japanese car selection, so I guess we'll see how things progress in years to come. Last year, it seemed like there was a lot of really great Japanese cars. This year, it is definitely a little bit thin, but making our way through here. Gonna wrap it up here at Barrett Jackson and head to a dinner tonight and party with our friends at Radford Racing School. We're making one last stop here in Scottsdale on our way out of town, and that is to check out a pair of really sick Nissan race cars here at Bonham's. We've got the 1986 Championship GTS Nissan Skyline. So this is a Nissan Skyline, 4-cylinder, so doesn't see the RB just yet in this, but it is really rad, wearing the Nissan livery number 23, which if you're wondering why lots of Nissan cars are number 23, is because in the Japanese numerals and alphabet, you'd say 2 by saying ni, and you would say 3 by saying san. So 2-3 is Nissan, which is a pretty cool way of doing it. But this car is really, really rad. The original Nismo Motorsport stuff on here, you can see the old style of the side exit exhaust on there, and the old center lock wheels. Different kind of way of doing the hood pins here, or trunk pins, which is kind of interesting. And then of course inside, some really cool stuff like the coveted old logo steering wheel that of course would have been factory, and these old Nismo harnesses or harness covers here. Really, really cool to see the way that these cars were raced in period. And then next to us, super iconic car, the Calsonic GTSR. So for a period here in the 80s, there was not a GTR, there was the GTSR, and you don't see the GTR again until 1989 with the debut of the Nismo, but this is the very first car to wear the Calsonic livery. Very iconic car. Didn't do super great in racing, qualified well, didn't really win a whole lot of races, but what's interesting about this car is that it gave way to the R32 GTR Calsonic Group A car, which absolutely dominated, never lost a race. So pretty crazy to see that come from this. So this, you start to see a little bit more of what we're used to for Group A racing, which is again like this style hood pin and you know, center exit or center lock wheels, just like the other one, but you see this dual exit exhaust, which again we see on the R32 GTRs, and it starts to bring a little bit more resemblance of what we know out of Calsonic race cars today, even up to modern. Of course, has this really cool Calsonic blue, very similar to the Championship blue that we saw from Nissan, wearing the orange Calsonic Skyline banner across the top. So really kind of cool to see these cars running together as a pair at auction. Both of these cars do run and drive, were restored in Japan. This one original paint, this one definitely does not look like original paint, but Very cool to see them both restored in Japan. Both of these cars were at Fuji Speedway earlier this year, so they do run and drive and are eligible to be raced here in Historics in the United States. So cool to see them both together. Absolutely had to make this stop on the way out of town. Just really cool to see these types of cars making their way here to the US. Hopefully whoever buys these actually races them. Would be really sick to see you on a racetrack with one of these and my R32 GTR. So hopefully I can track down who buys these and swing them into bringing it out to the track sometime. Would be really, really cool to see. But right now we're heading back to Los Angeles, where I have tons and tons of work waiting for me after literally a few weeks of being on the road between Christmas, Japan, and now here. All right, we're back from Barrett Jackson, back home here in Long Beach, hitting up a little cars and coffee this morning. And one of the cars that I talked about at Barrett Jackson, about cars that I think are going up in value, future collectible cars, are these right here, which is the E92 M3 or E90 variant. Which is the 4-door. Kind of cool to see them side by side. The E92 for me, I think, is kind of more the one. It is the last of the M3 coupes. It is the last of the naturally aspirated V8. Last of the naturally aspirated M3. It's just a really cool car, available in manual and automatic at this time. So pretty sick car. These are so much fun to drive. They're super underrated, and this was one of my picks for cars that I think will gain more appreciation and value. You could see these still kind of have that iconic M look to it, and then you get into, you know, the F80, F82, which is M3, M4, and you start to get a much bigger sized car, longer chassis, wider chassis, and not quite as nimble as some of these E90, E92s. This is another one that somebody mentioned, one of the other speakers, and this is the E46 M3. This I can definitely see going up in value a lot too. It already has gone up a lot in value compared to where they used to be, but they just kind of continue to climb and climb and climb. But there's lots of other cool cars here, so I'm going to take a quick walk around, see what we can find. Got a nice 997 GT3. Man, I gotta get mine together. One other one I saw a lot of at Barrett Jackson is this series Land Cruiser. This one is super, super nice. Really nicely redone. Super fun color. I think the colors are what make vehicles in this area really exciting, different, interesting. Really pops, obviously. And this one's pretty cool to see here. Super nicely done. Got the badges all redone on it. So something like this, I guess if you have these and you want to sell them at Barrett Jackson, that seems to be a great place to do it, though I did see a lot of them. Inside, we definitely have my favorite coffee shop here in Long Beach. It's Good Time. They do this sick car event once a month, and always a really cool audience here and such a cool vibe overall. Got my morning coffee fix. Got to check out my boys Evo 5. This thing is pretty sick. We should have some more of these coming to our inventory relatively soon. Also, got some socks, thanks to the homies here at Good Times. These things seem really nice. But right now, I'm headed back to Top Rank, to the shop, get some things done today. Back at Top Rank, and I wanted to jump into a couple more of my picks from Barrett Jackson's future collector car forum that we talked about. Cars that I think are going up in value. We just showed you the E46 and the E90, E92 M3s. Also in there are these earlier G-Wagons. We've started importing some of these. I definitely think, and I know these are going up in value. They seem to have like kind of a special place with people that like off-roading and people that like luxury, and that these vehicles seem to not age. This is a 1995 actually, so you can kind of tell it is a little bit older, but we did do some things like update the paint color on it, put some different wheels on it, update the headlights, so it does look a little bit more modern than obviously in 1995. The 2002 through 2008 seem to be the real sweet spot on these. They have a solid front axle, I believe N55 engine. Probably wrong on that, but that engine that's in the 2002 through 2008 engine is widely renowned as kind of like the best engine for a lot of those. huge tow capacity, so if you want to tow a race car or power sports equipment, the G-Wagon does that really, really well. So what you're getting out of it is something that you could take out to the desert, do some off-roading, you can tow your race car, you could pull it up to valet in Beverly Hills, and it is going to look great for a fraction of the price. Now, these used to be had kind of in the 30s. You could still find some there. Those are creeping up into the 50s now on these, as people are starting to figure out that rather than going out and maybe buying a brand new G-Wagon for $250,000, you can get a G-Wagon like this for $50,000, and that's pretty interesting for sure. Other one of my picks is rally homologated cars. So right here we have an Evo 4. We saw the Evo 5 earlier. Evos did some interesting things like the Tommy Mackinnon edition in the 5, 6, 6.5. We also have the Subaru that did rally homologated cars. This is a rally homologated car, meaning that they had to build a certain number of them in order to race this car in rally, which is one of the rally racing rules. So you have a car like this where they build a couple hundred of them, or in this case 400 of them, and they number them. There's a numbered plaque inside the car that tells you exactly what number that is. That car, the Evo, and the ST205 was another one of my picks. Going inside here, where we have some new inventory that arrived, including this Spec R and this R32 GTR. But up here we do have an ST205, which is a Toyota Celica. It's a rally homologated car. This car is on our website right now for $29,000. Absolute steal of a car if you like rally stuff. But we do have a bunch of other inventory set to come in. Those are kind of my picks though. So this year when I'm shopping, I'll be looking for things like rally homologated cars, early G-Wagons. The MRS Spider is one that I put on there, and of course BMW and Porsche stuff seems like it'll be good for a while. Right now we have a GTT that is going to be leaving us, so I'm just finishing up one of those bank inspections here, but this one's kind of cool. It is a auto car converted to manual, but done very well with the proper transmission. Because of that, this car was kind of sold at a discounted price, which is a great value for somebody who doesn't mind that kind of thing. It's a really nice, clean car. I do like the GT style Nismo wing that's on this car. This again, factory option. And this one's a sunroof car, which is kind of cool and different. But just finished up the inspection on this car, so within the next couple of days, hopefully we'll see this shipping out to its new owner. All right, we're wrapping up this week's weekly vlog with some good news. As you saw earlier, I gave Ryan Denton a happy meal for our great success on finally selling his R32 GTR. This has been something that Ryan's been on the fence about for a little bit. This car is really sick. I like this car. It's a really, really cool story about this car because it's kind of how we all became friends. Dustin was doing an open house toy drive. Ryan came in totally randomly. We all got along super well, and Ryan was like, I want to buy a car like today. So we took him on a weekend. He came here, he bought this car, and kind of became part of the Ultimate Homie group. He did some incredible work to this car. It's really, really cool. Ryan loves Top Secret, so it's very inspired by the Top Secret Gold kind of theme you can see throughout. It has lots of really, really cool Top Secret parts throughout the entire car. And probably the crown jewel of this car is under the hood, which is this 2.8 RB that is really, really clean. It's so sick. It looks so nice. Did a great job, again, with the Top Secret Gold. Has the Top Secret center plate on it, or ornament on it, and some other really great Top Secret parts. Some other really great Top Secret parts as well. So it's a sad day to see this one go, but definitely not the end of Ryan's JDM car dreams. That is for sure. We do have some other new things popping in the inventory and also leaving us. This R33 is here and should be on the website soon. This R34 GTT is leaving us along with the white one that we saw earlier in the video. So definitely some things on the way out. Also some new things on the way in. We've got R32 GTRs coming in, R33's GTRs coming in. Finally, some S15 Spec Rs coming in. So next week's vlog, we're definitely going to touch a little bit more on those. But thanks for hanging out and following around through Barrett Jackson. See you guys in the next one.